Today we're going to be experimenting with embroidery. More specifically, I'm going to attempt to embroider a design onto a thick piece of 100% wool felt that's also dark navy blue. So let's do this. My inspiration for this project is this cute little kiss clasp purse frame. I only had 2 of these, and I already used the other one in another video that you can see up above. But this one we're doing differently. First, I created a Victorian bleeding heart Gothic style, at least I think it's Gothic style pattern. Then I took it into Photoshop and cleaned it up a little bit. And now for the tricky part. In order to transfer this design onto dark, thick wool, I couldn't use chalk or pencil or white transfer paper because it just wouldn't mark onto the wool correctly. So I used the next best option. Tissue paper. However, I didn't actually have tissue paper lying around, so I used an old pattern that I had and transferred the design onto that using a white gel pen, because pattern paper is essentially tissue paper. I'm actually going to embroider right on top of the design and the paper and then tear the tissue away when I'm finished. And the good people on the interwebs tell me that this will work, so let's find out. One thing I discovered while using this paper method is that it's very difficult to see your design. The paper tears and hides your work as you go. The paper also shifts slightly, so you're always kind of second guessing if your needle is in the right place. And to say this is challenging is an understatement. I was left wondering how bad this was going to look when I was finished, since I couldn't actually see what I was working on very well. As for the stitches, on the hearts I used a basic fishbone stitch. I used a running stitch for most of the other parts of the design, and by the time I got to the leaves, it was just all over the place. I mean, I'd like to say that it was coming out as a plan, but I really couldn't see what I was doing most of the time, and it was tearing and shifting, and I found it very hard to work around the tissue paper, and none of the stitches were turning out as neat as I would have liked. Now, with all the work complete, it's time to remove the tissue paper. This proved to be quite a tedious job, and I never really got all the paper removed from the stitches. I was, however, pleasantly surprised with the outcome. I had envisioned something much worth hiding behind the paper, but this turned out quite well after all. Now the easy part. I cut out the pattern and sewed my little purse together. All in all, I think this turned out really cute. Probably with practice, I could master the tissue paper transfer method, but it's not my method of choice. But let me know what you guys think. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.